So the magic bag delivered an i9-9900K, Intel's flagship consumer processor. But that created a bit of a problem. Yes, that's right, I then needed to upgrade everything. Okay, well, not everything, and I'll get onto that in a minute. So this processor is a beast, but what's it like for games, and is it worth the money? More importantly, was it worth jumping from an i7-3770K? So, a disclaimer, this is not a hardware review channel, nor will I get into anything too technical. This is purely my opinion based on many years playing different games on a variety of different setups. Okay, great, so now we've got that out of the way, here's the spec I went from. And this is why I upgraded too. So the most significant change for me was the motherboard, CPU and RAM. Oh, and not forgetting that glorious Corsair RGB case. So the first game is Insurgency Sandstrom, and wow, what a transformation! Running at 1440p, I used to have most settings on medium in order to get something playable, but since the upgrade I can pretty much max everything out and it remains buttery smooth. This feels like a significant jump in frame rate even in intense firefights where things used to get a little desperate. I'm hovering around the 70 to 80 frames mark, if not more. I guess the new Unreal Engine is more CPU than GPU intensive, which is why I've seen these significant gains. This was truly a shocker. Next is Apex Legends, the game everyone seems to be playing right now, and for good reason. It's great! This performed reasonably well on the previous chip, but with the upgrade it's now a permanent buttery smooth experience, never dropping below 80 frames at max detail. Gone are those random FPS drops noticeable during intense firefights. Again, this shocked me as I was not expecting any significant gains upgrading the CPU. Now on to one of my most played first-person shooters, Rainbow Six Siege. With Siege, quite honestly, I cannot tell the difference in performance between the 3rd gen i7 and the 9th gen i9. Everything was buttery smooth on the old chip, and this is the case with the new chip. There was a much more significant jump when I upgraded my graphics card from the AMD R9 290X to the 1080 GTX I'm using now.
That's trust.
For me, PUBG has come a long way since it first came out, and it performed very well on my old i7. The good news here is there is a performance increase with the new chip. I would say it makes the whole experience more consistent, so less severe frame drops during intense firefights or those really busy action scenes. Is the difference as significant as Sandstorm? I'm afraid not, but that could be due to the maturity and optimization within the game. Overwatch. Now this is such a great game and performed beautifully before the upgrade, and like Siege I have not noticed any difference between the old i7 and the i9 I'm using now. Total War games are my RTSs of choice, and I'm really looking forward to Three Kingdoms. I gave both Warhammer 2 and Thrones of Britannia a whirl to see if I noticed any difference in performance. Flying through the campaign maps showed no significant changes compared to the old i7. It's when you get into battles and zoom into the fighting that you notice huge performance differences. My old machine would struggle in intense fighting scenes to the point where it was like flicking through screenshots. This is very pleasing because I do like playing this game with everything maxed out.
Our men have rallied!
What you have seen here are the games I'm playing at the moment. As I stated earlier, this is not a tech review channel and you should do your own research before upgrading any component within your PC. For me, as a PC gaming enthusiast with an itch that needs to be scratched, i.e. upgrading my machine, I went for the bonkers option in the form of the i9. Do I regret it? Well, the upgrade didn't give me that massive leap in performance that my recent GPU change did, but I was still blown away by what I did gain. Sandstorm is a classic example. It was like playing a different game. I don't think the capture software has done this justice, but I can assure you these were genuine gains. The i9 is a true beast of a CPU and likely to last way into the future, but if I didn't have access to a magic bag or vast amounts of credit, I would probably have settled for the i7-9700K or i7-8700K, which are still very capable processors for gaming. If you'd like me to make more videos about the hardware choices I have made, please let me know in the comments.